Good morning, friends. Happy June 10th. Hey, you're halfway through the last week of your school, friends, all my little kiddos. Very happy for you. I'm doing this one from Darby's bed. I'm so tired. I got like no sleep last night because number one, it's super hot. Number two, the fan was too high. Number three, right as I was falling asleep, a bug flew into my ear and I freaked out completely. And then that's when I left my own bedroom and came into Darby's bedroom, where I proceeded to not sleep much at all. But anyway, so friends, happy last week of school. I was thinking about all of the fun things we're kind of missing out on this last week of school, and I got kind of sad, but then I had an idea of something you could do yourself today that would be kind of fun. So one of the things we do at the end of the year is we have all these specialty days, like you get to wear your sunglasses, or you get to wear a hat you like, or you get to wear a t-shirt you can read. And I was thinking, ooh, please do that today. Send me a picture of you and your like favorite t-shirt you can read. I'm wearing mine that says, "You can't make everyone happy. You're not an avocado." I love this shirt. It just makes me laugh really hard every time I see it. I'm so tired. Okay, so speaking of tired, it doesn't matter if you're tired, because guess what? Sometimes you just have to get up and go to work. And that got me thinking about something else, which is I've had so many jobs, and the last week or two of school, we always have to do this thing where the teachers, we pull out this little folder that we have about you, and in the folder is all of your writing, and in your writing folder is this orange book. And in the orange book, and kids, you'll remember this because you did it in kindergarten and in first grade, it's a what I want to be when I grow up book. It's career prep for all the grown-ups watching this. It's career preparation. So we have to watch these long videos, which are super boring. And although they've gotten better in the past couple of years, thank goodness, they've gotten much better. Actually, now they're kind of cool, but they used to be horrible. Now they're good. And it's to help you think about what you want to be when you grow up. So I got thinking about what I want to be. Wait, I got to show you this. It's really funny. Okay, so look at this pillow. Isn't it the best pillow ever? My friend got it for me for Christmas. Okay, so anyway, so I was thinking about all the different jobs that I've had that I could share with you, and there's no way I could tell you all of them, because when I wrote them down, they filled up 3/4 of a piece of college ruled notebook paper. Like, that's how many jobs I've had in my life. But I am 48. I think I'm 48. Isn't it weird how you can never remember how old you are once you get old? Okay, so anyway, I thought I would just do some of the highlights, like really quick. And I'm not going to tell you about all of them because there's way too many, but I'm going to tell you about a couple of my favorite jobs. So my first jobs were, of course, I was a kid, so you do the jobs that kids do. So I was a paper girl, I was a babysitter, I mowed lawns, I mowed like everyone's lawns where we live. I look terrible, sorry, who cares? And I had lots of good jobs. And then when I got like old enough to get a real job, I worked for my dad for Stroman's, and I sold bread. Now I know that sounds crazy, but I was actually really good at it. I had all these little tricks to like get people to buy the bread that I wanted them to buy. Like, one of the things I had to do was sell the bread that we needed to get rid of. So like, some breads make really good toast. So I would drag in a toaster and start making toast, and I would give it to everybody. And then people wanted it. I was like, this makes the best toast. And so people were like, it does make the best toast. And then my other little trick was I'd make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and give them to little kids. And then I would give the kids a loaf of bread, and I'd be like, go tell your mom and dad you want this loaf of bread. Isn't this delicious? And they would run off with a loaf of bread. That was like a great trick. And it worked. So that was super fun. And then that job actually got me one of my top 5 jobs in my whole life. And that job was I got to work for the specialty cheese department at Tops. Now, it's not like regular cheese. We're talking specialty cheese, because I guess I was special. But the point is, I had to learn about all the different cheeses, and my boss was awesome. And she made me like try all of the cheeses several times so that I could learn about them and understand how they tasted and how to describe them. I had to know what you would use them for. It was great. I loved that job. But here's the thing, that job did not love me. I gained like 20 pounds at least, and my cholesterol went up to 250. The doctor, I had just had my college physical to get ready to go to college. And the doctor, I had all this blood work. The doctor called my mother at work and was like, we need to talk. I loved that job though. It was delicious. I mean, fun. Anyway, after that, I moved to West Virginia, and West Virginia will always have almost all of my heart. I love it there so much. I miss it terribly. I went there for college, and when I was there, I had a lot of jobs too. I worked for financial aid, which I loved at my college, and I got paid for that. I worked as a waitress, which I hated. I was horrible at it. I hated it so much. I worked in a deli, which I would have loved because I worked in delis before, but in West Virginia, you were allowed to smoke inside, and everyone smoked, and all the women would smoke while they were like rolling out dough and stuff. I also worked in the bakery, and the ashes would fall in the dough, and I would be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So that job was not a favorite. But the worst job I ever had. So the worst job I ever had was I worked for a paper company, and I made, well, I didn't, well, yeah, I did. I helped make and prepare for shipping cardboard boxes. And I worked there in July, and I lost 25 pounds in 1 month. I'm not lying, 25 pounds. Ask my mom, because it was so hot and you had to wear long sleeves and long pants and boots. And there it was super, super hot on the floor. And I was doing hard, hard labor, picking up like these huge, huge piles of cardboard boxes and moving them and stacking them. And my arms got all cut up and it was just awful. And I have an enormous respect for anyone that has to work on a factory floor. It was the hardest job I've ever had in my life. So horrible, so hot, so terrible. I hated the shift. I had second shift. Oh my God, it was the worst job ever. I never had time to eat, so I got really skinny and it was kind of awful. But I lasted 33 days in that job, and the 33rd day I walked out and I literally felt like it was Christmas. I couldn't wait to leave. So that was a job I did not want, but boy, I made money and I was happy. Now, the best job of my whole life was when I got a job at the library, and that was the love of my life and would have remained so my whole life. I would have stayed there forever had I been able to make enough money to survive off it. I loved that job so much. I did every job at the library. Literally, I worked every floor. I worked reference, I worked the children's department, I worked the main floor, I worked interlibrary loan. I loved that job so much that I would go home from my shift when I was done, eat dinner, and then I would go back to the library. I would go there on my day off. That's how much I love that job. And I met my best, best, best friend there. And she's become like my best friend for my whole life. And that was my favorite job. But then I got a memo from my boss saying that too many children were coming in to talk about books and I needed to tone it down. And that's when I decided, nope. And so I left. And that is when I decided to become a teacher. And then I found out that actually the job I was meant for was to be a teacher. So if you are stuck for things to write about today, friends, go ahead and write about what you think you want to be when you grow up, or tell me about your job that you think would be the worst job and the job that you think would be the best job. I would love to hear all about it. So have an awesome Wednesday, friends. I'm going to go take a nap after I take a walk. And not really, I wish I could. But have a great Wednesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow.